Hi, how are you? How are you? Congratulations. All rise. The Honorable Judge Victor Grossman presiding.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. At the house today. Standing room only, I see. We are going to begin with the advance of the colors by American Legion Post 1080. I ask that you please remain standing. Please be seated. Before we begin, I do wish to advise you that we have with us today a representative from Congressman Lawler's office, as well as a representative from the office of Assemblyman Slater. And very important for all of our new citizens, we have one of the commissioners of elections here, so you can be sure to register to vote while you're here after the ceremony, because she probably won't let you out unless you do. Okay. And at this time, I call upon Father Simon Corpius from St. James Apostle Church to lead us in prayer.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Buenos dias, buongiorno, dzień dobry, zdravstvuyte. Thanks that God knows all languages, so we can pray together because we are one nation, not one community, one church. Yes. So please stand. Heavenly God, we come before you with a heart full of thanksgiving and praise. For it was you, Lord, who watch over our brothers and sisters as they journey from one land to another in search of a safe and bountiful life. It was your grace and mercy that guided their path and has allowed them to earn their rightful place as citizens of the United States. We come before you to ask for continued guidance and protection as they embrace all that is before them. God, we also ask that you incite love and compassion into the hearts of all U.S. residents, be they citizens, new immigrants, or visitors. Help us to see the power, beauty, and humanity in every person we encounter. Help us to understand and accept the responsibility of your commandment to love thy neighbor, and to put our trust not in our privileges, but in one another, for without each other there is no prosperity. Lord, we ask these things in your holy name. Amen.
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 Thank you.
And now we'll call upon our county historian, Jennifer Cassidy, for some opening remarks. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you to County Clerk Bartolotti for inviting me today to give the welcoming remarks. It is an honor to be with you here today as a witness of history in the making. Nearly 250 years ago, colonists here in North America were engaged in the Revolutionary War. helping establish and secure the independence of the United States. At that time, New York was one of the original British colonies under King George III, and we became one of those 13 original United States. Over time, our strong young state continued to welcome citizens and settlers alike, and our communities blossomed. By 1812, our population growing, Putnam County was established to govern its own people within the region of the Hudson River Valley. For well over 200 years, Putnam County has welcomed new settlers and American citizens. In the mid-19th century, immigrants resided in Putnam County and represented countries that spanned the world. However, the majority of whom were from Europe. Many of these immigrants had been subjects of Queen Victoria of the United Kingdom, granddaughter of King George III. In the Putnam County archives, we have records dating back to this period, which chronicle immigrants' lives petitioning for citizenship here in the United States through the Putnam County courts. Many came from under monarch rulers, including the Emperor of Austria, King of Bavaria, the third Emperor of the Hessians, Darmstadt, King of Prussia, Queen of Spain, King and Emperor of any of the German states, King of Austria, King of Holland, Emperor of Germany, Emperor of Sweden, King of Denmark, amongst others. And they all had to renounce their allegiance to these foreign monarch rulers. They were leaving their worlds of being subjects and subject to as they began their journey to become citizens and no longer subjects. Immigrants built Putnam County. Their occupations varied. Men and women from the United Kingdom were domestic servants, coachmen, and miners who worked in Putnam Valley. Italy brought us laborers, barbers, and merchants, and stonecutters, who were very important in the construction of the New York City reservoir system in southeast Carmel and up into the town of Kent. The Austrian Empire brought us a unique community of cigar makers, and they all resided in Patterson. Ireland brought us farmers and foundry workers who were important at the West Point Foundry in Cold Spring. Greece brought us specialists in fruits, gardens, and restaurants. Germany brought us cabinet makers, confectioners, and bakers. Many of these 19th to early 20th century immigrants became applicants for citizenship, and our record books show that they were from Austria, England, Germany, Greece, Ireland, Italy, Prussia, Scotland, Sweden, Switzerland. Today's soon-to-be citizens map the globe from 17 different countries around the world. Those of you from the United Kingdom and Italy today are following in the footsteps of some of those early immigrants. Today we also welcome those from Albania, Argentina, Brazil, China, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, El Salvador, Georgia, Guatemala, Jamaica, Mauritania, Mexico, Peru, and the Slovak Republic, Sri Lanka. This room today is representing every continent except Antarctica. That is impressive for a courthouse here in Putnam County. It is important to remember that many of these early immigrants were not alone. Their naturalization records, from declaration of intention, oath to petition, and final signed allegiance documents, prove that they had witnesses. These were friends, family members, co-workers, just like many of you here today. These witnesses signed affidavits that verified their residence here in New York, testified that the individual was of good moral character, attached to the principles of the Constitution of the United States, and well disposed in the good order and happiness of the same. You are part of a very proud tradition of the process of becoming a citizen of the United States, and it is an honor to welcome you, your sponsors, friends, and family here today. In this room, we are all witnesses to your journey. Many of the early declaration of oaths to become citizens of the United States remain recorded in large books on file with the Putnam County Clerk's Office and are securely housed in temperature and humidity-controlled archives rooms. They are preserved for our history. Today, you are part of our history. 28 more names will be recorded with allegiance and fidelity. It is a privilege for me to be the historian of Putnam County and witness today's ceremony and welcome you to the court, records, and archives. In my own family line, I am second and third generation away from my ancestors who came to America through Ellis Island. My own children are well aware of our family's collective stories of coming to America. It is part of our fabric, and I hope it will be shared for generations to come. I trust you all will weave your own story of today's ceremony here in Putnam County into your own family's tale, recording your ancestry, culture, and citizenship. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Cassidy. At this time, I'm going to call upon our County Clerk, the Honorable Michael C. Bartolotti, to administer the oath. I ask that all applicants please stand.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I won't leave you on your feet for too long. I'll just say a couple of quick words. I'll just welcome you all here this morning, and just that was fantastic remarks by our county historian. I usually like to take this opportunity to thank all of you. Thank all of you for the opportunity to swear your oath of allegiance as your first act as U.S. citizens. It's a huge honor for me. It's very humbling. I thank you all for taking the time and the expense and the toil to become U.S. citizens. Many of us had it easy. We were natural born citizens, so we're born here and we get all of the rights and responsibilities that you'll be getting in a few moments just by being born here. You chose to take that journey. You chose to spend the time and expense and efforts going to Albany or New York City or wherever you had to travel to have your appointments and get to where you are today. So I thank you all for that, and I hope that you continue in this vein. Be the best citizens that you can. Get involved if you haven't done so already in civic and your life and in your community. Please don't forget where you come from. Keep your culture and your family history with you. That is what makes America such a great nation, is that all of your past and all of your culture gets woven into the tapestry that we are every day. So again, I thank you for this opportunity. I thank you for wanting to join us as citizens of the United States. So with that, I will administer the oath of allegiance to each of you. It's on the rear of your program, so if you want to grab your program and go on, look on the back of it, on the back cover. You can all raise your right hands and repeat after me. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abhor all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty, of whom or of which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by law, or that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by law, or that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by law, and that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations.
the Deputy Director of the Putnam County Veteran Service Agency. He will lead us all in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise.
Good morning. Good morning. Congratulations. We do it first. And thank you for allowing me the honor of leading you as brand new citizens in your first Pledge of Allegiance. So everybody, please face the flag, hand your heart salute, and say along with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all.
Thank you. And now for a special treat, I'm going to call upon Putnam County's native songbird, Ariana Morocco from Brewster High School, who will be with the Stars Congress.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We will have an encore if you please be seated.
So 2 days ago, we were reminded of the 2001 attack on American soil. At the time, we mourned our dead, and we remember them every year on September 11th. For the families who lost loved ones, the mourning and loss is a daily reminder of that attack. We salute the bravery and heroism of first responders who ran into the flames and climbed the stairs of the World Trade Center to help thousands escape and survive. And we honor the more than 400 police and firefighters who lost their lives, in addition to the 3,000 mothers, fathers, children, brothers and sisters killed in the attack, as well as those who have suffered and continue to suffer from illnesses since that fateful day. We remember, and the emotional impact lingers in our hearts and minds. The attack on September 11th was directed at our way of life by people who hate the United States. And most of all, they hate the freedom and beliefs which we often take for granted.
They would likely look upon each one of you here today with contempt and scorn because you have chosen to live in freedom and dignity. They would likely hate you because you are different from them. They would likely hate your choice of books to read, movies to watch, or your decision to send your daughters to school, or to allow them to dress as they wish. Why is it important to remember? Because the forces of hatred are still with us. After September 11th, there was Charlottesville, and there was a January 6th attack on our nation's capital. Because as special and joyous as this day is for you, in the time you have been here, in the time you have pursued citizenship, in the time you have studied for the test and waited for the results, you have seen or heard voices saying, "Go back where you came from," or "We don't want you here," or "Build a wall," or similar words. Perhaps not to your face, but throughout our media. You have heard people attempt to dictate what books are or are not available, or what should be taught to your sons and daughters. You have heard people say there is one faith to follow. But I will tell you, there is little difference between Islamic nationalism and Christian nationalism, especially in a nation where the free exercise of any religion is a cornerstone. We have our own forces of hate and division, and they are not unlike those who attacked us on September 11th. Sharing beliefs with those who hate our freedoms and way of life is not patriotic, no matter how many flags surround the person, nor is it a badge of honor to embrace violence, ego, arrogance, and threats to attain or remain in power. The choices you have made reinforce the powerful belief in freedom and hope that you have carried in your hearts. That is one way we fight back against the forces of darkness. Our strength and spirit lies in unity, not division. We also learned that lesson in the days following September 11th. Your presence here today is a rejection of that hate. Your strength can and will overcome it with each act of citizenship. Whether it's a vote in the ballot box, borrowing a book from a library, sending your children to school, freely observing your faith, and even paying your taxes or a parking ticket. Each of these steps promote a civilized society, and each act will defeat those who hate, whether from afar or around the corner. Your choice to join a common effort and become part of a political body bound together by values and goals to reach collective decisions and promote human dignity is a powerful weapon, and I sincerely hope you will always use it. Those values and goals are woven together in the rule of law, designed to protect the rights of everyone. That is why we can respect our differences. The rule of law also requires civility towards each other and a respect for our institutions. It does not promote an attack on our capital or advocating the hanging of the vice president. The attack on September 11th came from without. Your task as citizens includes defending the principles that brought you here to make sure such attacks by those who hate do not come from within. When I heard the harmony in your voices a few minutes ago as you took the oath of allegiance, I was confident, and I am confident, that you will meet that task. I say welcome and good luck to all of you. Leon, are you there? Okay. Butch Diener will now address us.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Your remarks were studied. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Morning, Americans. Morning. As the son of an immigrant who fled the Holocaust in 1937, I share your joy of being an American. Why is this guy standing in front of me with a mask on when nobody else is masked? Because 17 years ago, I was given the gift of life through an organ transplant. My donor, Frankie Matera, rest in peace. And now today I stand before you, and I wear a mask because organ transplant recipients, after 17 years still, I can still go into rejection if I receive COVID or certain other diseases like that. So I'm always vigilant, and I honor the gift of life that was given to me by my donor 17 years ago. The way you cherish the gift of life in America today, we share that. You all faced a long journey, a hard test to become American citizens and enjoy life in America. I too faced a long journey. I was on the transplant list for 8 long years, getting sicker and sicker. I was first diagnosed, actually I was misdiagnosed, in a town called Hazard, Kentucky. And as you learn about America, you'll learn that Hazard, Kentucky is not a place to be sick. I was working on a movie with Steven Seagal and the great Lee Van Helm, and the doctor misdiagnosed me. He thought I had leukemia. If I had listened to him, I would have died within days. Luckily, Warner Brothers didn't want me to die on their movie set, and they airlifted me back to New York, the land of great medicine. I was properly diagnosed in Kingston and brought to New York City to Mount Sinai Hospital, where they treated me for 8 long years as I got sicker and sicker, waiting for the miracle of life. You all understand the miracle of life. You came here for a reason, for a better life. Life is precious. Life is amazing. But there are people who are not as lucky as us. In New York alone, there are 8,300 people waiting on the transplant list. 1,200 of them have been waiting for more than 5 years. I waited for 8 years. And when my miracle came, my wife and my family were so happy. It's truly an affirmation of life is beautiful. And what have I done with my gift of life? I dedicated a bridge in my hometown to a Korean War veteran. I called him my Sicilian rabbi, Carmen Roberta. I was fortunate to see my granddaughter born and lived now 14 years. I also, as we noted today, September 11th was a few days ago. In my town, I raised $35,000 and built the September 11th memorial with no government money, all from the citizens of New Paltz in the area. I'm very proud of that. And as we stood there on Monday and remembered the horrible attacks, again, we celebrate life. And I ask all of you to please consider helping your New York State neighbors, your new family, sign up to be an organ donor. But there's one other thing I ask you to do. Consider being a hero. As we stand in this beautiful courtroom with heroes like General Putnam and President Washington, and my favorite out in the hallway, Teddy Roosevelt, everybody would like to be a hero. Well, you can be a hero by donating while you're still alive. You don't have to wait, God forbid, for you to pass away to be an organ donor. And may that all be 120 years at least from now. But you can donate a kidney or a liver, a piece of your liver, to a living person, and they can live. It's no cost to the donor family. You'll be back on your feet in 4 weeks. Yes, it's surgery, but it's also the gift of life. A kidney can be shared, and if you donate a piece of your liver, it will regenerate in the person who's sick, and they will have a new life. Unfortunately, I was too sick to have a living donor. My liver was only 8% functioning, 92% scar tissue. The 1960s and 70s were not good to my liver. But I ask all of you on this joyous day of life to consider being a hero and donating life to one of your new neighbors. God bless you all. Welcome to America, and God bless America. Thank you.
I promised you all an encore from Ariana. Would you please lead us? America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
This is always one of my most favorite activities as a judge. It is a lot more fun than listening to people fight with each other in the courtroom day in and day out. It's way more fun than having to put somebody in jail. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate you letting me be a part of this with you. At this time, I'm going to call upon the Deputy County Clerk, James McConnell, to call up all the newly naturalized citizens to receive their certificates of naturalization and other proclamations. And once that is done, you'll have an opportunity to have your photograph taken with some of the people who are here today to commemorate this event. And following that, we have a little bit of a reception in chambers. So I turn it over to James McConnell. Thank you, and thank you all very much.